Hey guys, Mupo here from Rees Media. So today I just want to take an opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you because, look, I think that a lot of people could benefit from some of the things that I have to say, and I'm not one to gatekeep. I was having a conversation with a new business that we're working with. It's a catering business, and the owner of the business said to me, "Hey, I appreciate your insights, and I really think that you should actually share some of this information. So I think I will share it with you guys." I'm just going to rattle off some of the things that have been at the top of my mind and some of the things I've been thinking about. So first things first, we're in media. We do media, and essentially we do marketing for businesses. To sum it all up to one specific thing, we do photography and videography because people need to see your business, right? Sometimes the way that I look at media, it's people feast with their eyes. People eat with their eyes. If they're going to go to a restaurant, they will look at the menu first. And if they haven't seen the food or don't know what it looks like, they'll look for it on your social media. If people are going to purchase a car, they purchase a car based on looks. They don't read the spec sheet and then go, okay, I'm going to go for this vehicle. They want to test drive it, but only after they've seen it. If you can think about anything in this world that you buy, you probably buy it because you like how it looks. So, hairstylists, they market themselves by taking pictures of the clients that they've done. I think every business in the world can benefit from having better media, including yours, business or brand. So it's not just businesses, but brands as well. I want to keep this really, really short because I'd like to be doing this regularly, and it's literally the end of the week for us, and I'm a bit tired. So it's time for me to go home and enjoy some time off on the weekend. But as I said, every business out there could actually benefit quite a lot from looking after their media. It's so incredibly important. I think the best advice that I could give any business or brand owner out there is treat your business or brand exactly how you want others to treat your business or brand. The best way that I can put that is if you have a media company like us and you essentially sell high quality media, make your own business look good. Your stuff has to look good first because you're selling media. Treat yourself the way that you would treat your customers, or how you'd want your customers to treat you. And that extends to so many different aspects. I think that quality is something that a lot of businesses miss today. I think that you need to be someone who values the epitome of excellence, and it's not always excellent products that sell. It's not always excellent businesses that do well. But there's nothing wrong with striving for better and trying to do the absolute best for yourself, your business, your brand, and your customers. I think sometimes people, especially businesses on the social media side of things, they look after their customers a lot more than they look after themselves as a business. So you'll find that you'll go to a really, really dodgy looking repair mechanic for a car, and they'll do a great job, but it doesn't look like they'll do a great job. They'll have all their things all over the place. It's not the tidiest repair shop, but it doesn't look like it will be a great place to get your car serviced, but it probably will be. A lot of businesses, including ours at some point, was guilty of that, where we would actually put in a lot more work for the work that we'd do for other people as opposed to the work that we did for ourselves. And that's terrible. If you could take anything away from this today, look after yourself the same way that you look after others. Your online presence is just important as your physical presence. Typically these days, people see you online before they see you in person, and they form an opinion based on that. And if you're a business and you have customers, it's really important that your customers know that you have a standard, a very high standard. And also it comes down to pricing, right? Because if your standards are here, people can also expect that your prices will be here. But then they'll get a little bit of a shock when your prices are here, but your standards are here. This is now swerving into, business and other things like that. I just wanted to talk about media, but we've learned a lot about social media as well and how to, because things change with the times, trends change with the times. I think one of the things that doesn't bode well and doesn't last well, trends. Trends aren't going to be there forever. So whenever you're doing media for your business or doing reels, creating content like this, you want to create content that's everlasting. So content that will give you some type of perpetual return. I'm not talking monetary return. I'm talking about benefit for your community, benefit for the people that you're trying to speak to, people that you're trying to positively impact and influence. Content that will do that is content like this, content that is not going with the times and content that's just not trending, because you want to reach an audience of people that isn't just about the trends, because trends are 3-second reels, 3-second TikTok reels that have little to no value. You actually want to be impactful and provide some type of value. And in order to do that, sometimes you have to boycott the trends. I'm not saying boycott them entirely, but do something that actually provides value as opposed to just following trends. Sometimes businesses come to me and they say to me, oh, what kind of content can we do? Why don't you start with the questions that your customers ask you? Answer those questions in content. Sometimes you'll find that your best content comes from those types of questions. Really going in depth and answering those questions. Had a guy with a construction company come to me and he said, hey, Mupo, my content sometimes hits and sometimes it doesn't hit. And I said to him, well, what are you posting? And then he said, oh, I just post some trends and other things that I follow trends, and I put things up online that are sort of like, I use trending songs and all these other things and so on and so forth. And I said, every business that starts out doing content needs to find its audience. And it doesn't take a day, 2 days, 3 days to find your audience. It can take a lot longer than that. So the advice that I gave him was to, one, be consistent and persistent with the content that he's creating. And two, not to just follow trends, but actually speak to his audience, his customers. He's been operating his business now for nearly 20 years. And so he's come across a wide range of people from all different demographics and backgrounds. And he's serviced so many different people and built so many different houses. And I'm sure that he has a lot of questions that he could come up with an answer that his customers have asked him, especially the recurring ones. So if you find that in your business or niche, you have customers that ask you a broad range of questions, and some of those questions are more repetitive, just maybe phrased differently, you can sort of put that together into small little videos. And the best way to do that is sometimes to use examples as well. People these days don't just want to talk to you straight away. They want to see, how can you help me without me talking to you? So it's about providing free value. And at the end of the day, if you provide free value and someone benefits from it, great. We're in this business to ensure that other people's businesses look amazing online, so that when your customers come to you, their first impression of you is up here. And they have a really high rating of you before they even meet you or engage your business. And that's something that's really, really important. So for us, even if you were to take away a lot of information from the videos that we actually create and make, and you go home, you apply that and it works for you, that's great. Because at the end of the day, I've achieved what I've set out to do. What I wanted to do was help you to improve your business. And whether or not you work with us to do that, that doesn't really matter to me as long as you're doing better. Now, one of the challenges that I find a lot of people have is consistency when it comes to growing their business and scaling their business with content. Because the truth of the matter, guys, is why do advertisers, brands, and so on pay big bucks, millions of dollars to advertise? It's because without advertising, they cannot stay relevant and they cannot stay big and as large as they are. Brands advertise in order to make money. They don't make money and then advertise. Well, you do have to have a little bit of money, but you advertise in order to become larger. It's, I guess, one of the fundamental things to keep in mind when it comes to scaling any business or brand, because without media, it's so incredibly difficult to grow on referrals alone. Because you can't guarantee that people will give you a referral, but you can guarantee that you can advertise. You can guarantee your spot in front of your target audience through advertising. And that could be paid ads and that could be organic content. But doing some kind of content is always very important. The advice that I would say for 2026 for any business out there, look after your social media through content. Do content. Talk to your audience. Talk to your clients. Talk to your people. You don't know who is scrolling your pages, your website, whatever. Put your content out there. Be heard, be seen. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now because I do have a couple more things that I'd like to finish off before I leave the office today. But all I can say is be heard, be seen, look after your socials. Catch you in the next one.